Family, grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. I actually wasn't expecting to be recording again right now, because I literally just recorded 2 shows. I literally just finished a few minutes ago. Mediocrity isn't okay, or mediocre isn't okay. That's last week for y'all. That was a few minutes ago for me. But Spirit told me that I wasn't finished today. So, and even though this isn't going to be shown on the same day, Spirit said that there's a reason why I'm recording all this today, and then when you listen succinctly, it'll all make sense in the journey that you're moving down. I only do what Spirit tells me to do, baby. And Spirit doesn't lie. I need to tell you that sometimes I don't need to tell you anything, but I'm moving in what Spirit has called me to do. So I'm here to tell you that sometimes, I know y'all didn't see none of that. I'm sorry, the sun is coming out and stuff. There we go. Sometimes you need to look at something from a different perspective to see the answer. I said sometimes you need to look at something from a different perspective to see the answer. When preparation isn't enough. Spirit, this is making sense. When preparation isn't enough, and you know that you're not mediocre, you're not okay with that. You need to look at something from a different angle to get a different perspective on how to fix, on how to move, on how to deal with an issue, with the problem. Especially if it's something that keeps coming up over and over and over again. If you're looking at it the same way every time, that's why it keeps coming up over and over and over again. That's why something is always a problem. It's always a problem. It's always a problem because you have not looked at it from a different perspective. There's a saying, there's no wrong way to skin a cat. I'm 45. And I've heard that my entire life. There's no wrong way to skin a cat. Which means to something there's never really no wrong way to find the answer. It's all about, is the answer that you find the right one for you? That's when you need to look at something from a different perspective. Because if the answer you keep coming up with, Spirit, ancestors, I give thanks. If the answer that you keep coming up with, if the reaction you keep having, if the issue keeps happening, you need to change your perspective on how you're looking at it, how you're dealing with it, what you're saying to it, what you're saying about it, how you're moving around that thing. Change your perspective. Spirit said to give you an example. So, okay, let me. This is, I don't know if you noticed, but I like crystals. I read crystals. They talk to me. It's energy and vibration. These aren't even all my crystals, because Spirit has told me that some of these belong to someone else. Whole nother thing. But in that, I had And this sits on my altar. Let me go ahead and put that back instead of right beside me. In that, I have this. Okay, this copper wire ball that is used to hold stones. You know, it can, you know, that's how you get it in there. And this was sitting in there, but I wanted to put this back on, and this was also sitting in there on my altar with the rest of my crystals. And when I went to go pull it off, I don't even know how, but it had gotten caught up in here. And you know, it's happened before with another necklace. Just run it through because it's open at the bottom. It's got a little opening at the top that if you need to run like something thin through, it can come out. You can, you know, stretch it, pull it out, make it come out, you know. But I couldn't get it through. I went around and let me show you, so, you know, you don't think I'm crazy. I mean, I don't care if you do, but you see how on the end of that, it ends at the middle center, okay? And you can literally just run something through and it'll come out because it's out of the thing. But this necklace wouldn't come out. So I put it back on my altar. And I kept going about my day, kept doing other things. This was a couple days ago. I sat down this morning to do the recording with my sister Sheriffa, Miss Sheriffa. I mean, I'm gonna leave. Look, I'm gonna link her down below, cause baby, the cat in the hat. Oh, we doing. I'm gonna link that down below. I wanted to wear this. Spirit said we're wearing this. And I'm like, I'm literally getting ready to go on. And I had forgotten that it was wrapped up in the coil. So when I picked it up and the little coil thing came to, and I was like, well, shit, man. And I look and I try and I run it back down. It moves, and then I'm running and I'm like, it's literally not moving. I literally cannot get it to move anymore. It's like it's stuck. But then Spirit said, try going the other way one more time. I go the other way, and it moves just enough for me to realize, unhook it. See, it sounds so simple when you think about it. And some of you are just saying, well, you could have just unhooked it. I know you've already said it, but see, it's all about when you're looking something at the moment for what it is, the first thing that comes to mind is what you start doing sometimes. But see, when you look at something from a different perspective, you're going to get what you're looking for. Because Spirit knows what you need. Literally this morning, like, sis was coming on and I'm like, Spirit, you funny. Sometimes you need to look at something from a different perspective to see the answer. Got that. And I set it right over here on my box, on my little box. And I did not think I was going to be recording today that. But it holds so much meaning in line with mediocre is not okay. And preparation isn't enough. Sometimes you need to look at something from a different angle, from a different perspective, in order to see how the answer can come, how you can move out of the mediocrity, how you can have everything ready for your preparation and then following through with the preparation. Sometimes it takes looking at something from a different perspective in order to get what you need. Because believe it or not, that different perspective that you're looking at something through is a breakthrough that you don't even know about. You don't even know what's happening in spirit just because you looked at something from a different perspective. Spirit, I give thanks. Spirit says sometimes I need for you to pick up the telescope instead of just looking at the stars. Pick up the telescope. Change your perspective. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. I like what Spirit said we're done, and I'm just grinning at myself, basking in the with Spirit. Just so much power lies in something as small as changing your perspective. And what can change your perspective may be something else that somebody said. It may be a word that's pulled out of nowhere. It may be a thought that you thought just came like, oh my God, I never thought of it like that. But see, the problem is sometimes doors aren't open for you until you're ready to touch the doorknob. I said sometimes some doors aren't ready for you until you're ready to touch the doorknob. So therefore the perspective changes. When there's that little bit of growth in you, when there's a little bit of something, that little bit of aha moment, when you saw that little bit of something Spirit was trying to show you, change your perspective. You change your reality. You change how you're moving. You're not moving in mediocrity when you start to change your perspective. You recognize preparation is not enough when you change your perspective. I done said something so powerful right there. Ancestors, I give thanks. Ancestors, I give thanks. I am obedient to Spirit, and Spirit is obedient to me. I give thanks. And I need to note today, it is 6/26/26. Spirit always knows what it's doing. And I am one. Family, I love you. I give thanks. Spirit said I'm done. I'm getting up out of here. Yeah, Spirit said I'm done. I'm getting up out of here, y'all. The sun is starting to come up because now it's 5:30 in the morning. So I'm going to open my blinds. I'm going to open my doors and stuff and turn the air on because it's hot. Because I live in Las Vegas and it's hot. I'm turning the air on. Family, I love you. Peace.